Circle up on me, you just drop yourself, come on, girls.
Good afternoon to this, the first broadcast of the Old Belvedere women playing Ballincollig here at Ollie Campbell Park. I'm joined today by co-commentator Hayley. Welcome, Hayley.
Thank you very much.
The team's just taking to the pitch now. Due to a clash of jerseys, Old Belvedere are appearing in white shirts without numbers, as they are their normal shirts turned inside out. The referee deciding that both shirts were too similar otherwise. Ballincollig and Belvedere out on the pitch at the moment. Last minute preparations. Our referee is in the middle, ready to go. So how's the season been going so far for Belvedere, Hayley?
It's been a mixed bag at the moment. We've had some strong wins. We had a heavy loss then to Bows. We're a much more dominant side on the day. Not much complaints from us on that one. We were outplayed. But, you know, we're hoping to get back to winning ways today. But I think Ballincollig are going to be a tough competition. They're really going to stick it to us. So it'll be a true test of our team spirit and seeing how we pick ourselves back up again from the loss of Bows and see how we react in this game today.
Ballincollig, of course, who are missing 6-7 starters from their side today. Amongst them, club captain Clodagh Walsh, but also Jane Pennyfeather, Christine O'Brien, Alison Kelly, Mona Faherty, Christine Arthurs and Heather O'Brien, all missing from their backline today. So perhaps that might be an area that Belvedere will be looking to exploit.
Definitely, you know, we're missing a few players. We're missing Hannah Teal, who's been crucial for us all season in the number 10 jersey for us. She's out on Gaelic duties today now, but she, you know, she'll definitely be missed. But we've got Gemma and Anya in there at 9 and 10 today, and they'll definitely step up and, you know, bring it on.
Yeah, both sides having scrum halves called Gemma today. Gemma Lane for Ballincollig and Gemma Farrell for Belvedere. Ball is kicked off, and the first thing that happens is a knock-on by Ballincollig, just outside their 22. Unfortunate mistake there by Emma Perryman. Won't be the start she was looking for, but it gives Belvedere a good platform to start with.
Yeah, it was good pressure from Belvedere, straight up off the kick, put pressure on the Ballincollig girls there on the catch and, you know, forced the error. And the referee was in a good position there toward the first scrum of the day.
Yeah, it's interesting here. The right winger, Laura Carthy, is coming to midfield, leaving that blind side completely open. Out from Gemma Farrell, across the back line. Referee announcing that one went back in the tackle. But Ballincollig have stolen it, and they're pushing forward ahead out of their back, out of the 22. Gillian Coombs, good carry. Gemma Lane getting a good ball out. And that's a good catch. And she's kept her feet to allow her support to get to her. And immediately the referee is all over that. Ballincollig look to take the quick one. Not quite making the 10 metres, but the referee deciding that the Belvedere players had retreated far enough. Gemma Lane now digs it out, passes it back to her pack. Driven in the back in the tackle. But the ball still comes back on the Ballincollig side. It goes across the back line. Denise Redmond making good inroads in midfield. Ball comes loose again. Out half, out to the fullback, off to the left winger, but the laboured pass meant that the Belvedere defence was up very quickly. And the ball is carried into touch there by Ballincollig. There'll be a line out for Belvedere. Spirited start from both teams, Hayley.
Definitely, they're both getting stuck in right from the get-go. The first penalty there of the game. Dunno's said it was the Bell player going straight in off their feet. They're really watching that there at ruck time now in this season. So it'll be definitely one that the girls need to work on, make sure we're staying in at the feet and we're not closing it off and seeing it too early there on ruck time.
Vic O'Mahony now with the throw into the line out. Perfect throw catch. Good combination there. Ball comes out into the midfield. Ruck is formed. Ball comes across again. Good hands. Good hand off. Gemma Farrell now with the smart kick, box kick down into the 22, into that far corner. It's a chase. Ball hasn't found touch yet. And the referee slightly behind play, but keeping a good eye on it. He's blowing it up.
Tucked right in the far corner there. We can't see exactly what it is. think he's giving it a goal line dropout.
Excellent. One of the new rules, of course, in place this year. Carried over by...
Nope, looks like a try. Yeah, looks like it's a try to Belvedere there.
So the first points on the board, the kick through from Gemma Farrell from the ruck on the 10-yard line, chase through, and as we said, slightly out of our sight, but touchdown, and Belvedere take an early lead. Fine try to start, and that's been fine passages of play. Now, who does the kicking for Belvedere, Hayley?
It'll be Gemma Jackson today. Yeah, usually be Hannah Tyrrell would usually be on kicking duties, but as I said before, she's on Gaelic duty today, so Gemma Jackson taking over kicking duties, and she's just missed the upright there on that one. It's 5-0 currently there. That Belvedere.
So after 4.5 minutes, there or thereabouts, Belvedere take an early lead. Kick-off is low, goes to 10 metres, well picked up. Gemma Farrell taking it back. Cross-field kick, might not have got the distance she was actually looking for. Has given the Ballincollig left winger a bit of space. Eileen O'Keefe there, tidying up for Ballincollig, and now the forwards take it up at midfield. Lots of digging going on in there, and Belvedere have won the penalty.
Yeah, not releasing on the ground there. Could have been 2 or 3 there, would have given, but yeah, we're happy with the penalty, we'll take it there.
Quick tap sees Belvedere make 25 metres with one pass. Ball coming across the back line again. Alyssa Hayden getting involved.
A good strip there from Ballincollig, straight in, released the tackler and poached and got the ball back.
Nicely dived on the ball there. And that should be Ballincollig's again. And certainly the forwards are working hard. Good tackle, but good presentation back for the scrum half as well. Makes that job so much easier. Into the midfield, and that's a good double tackle. They try to strip the ball, but it comes back again. Lack of support means that Lauren Fahy has to cut back inside. Referee just having a couple of words there with Elaine Anthony. Penalty is awarded. It's another tap penalty. Oh, and she's knocked it on. First pass. Unfortunate there for Caitlin Fleming. Just took her eyes off the ball, so eager to take it into contact.
That was unlucky there, yeah. It was a high tackle in Belvedere, and Ballincollig went to take the tap and go. Went to release it then out to one of their packs waiting up for it there, and it was unfortunately dropped, and it's a knock on now, just within between the 10 metre and the 22 for Belvedere.
This opens up all sorts of attacking options. Belvedere lining up with 2 on the blind side, 4 on the open side. And there's no doubt Gemma Farrell's going to want to get this one out of the scrum quickly.
As I keep saying, Gemma's recently married, so we still refer to her as Gemma Jackson, but Gemma Farrell will be, yeah. Confusing myself as well.
Well, you
yeah.
certainly confused me when you told me Gemma Jackson had taken the kick for goal. Well, many congratulations to her on the nuptials. Ball goes out to the right wing. Laura Carthy, plenty of pace if she's given the space. But again, Ballincollig has stolen it. Box kick, clever box kick into touch. And that finally sees Ballincollig into the old Belvedere half. They've had a fair bit of possession, but they have found the Belvedere tackling and defence very strong at this stage.
Yeah, Ballincollig are reacting well. They're making good decisions like that. They saw Belvedere defensive line was up straight and it was up flat and it was up fast, so they decided to chip over the top, alleviate the pressure from themselves and get a line out reset from there.
Get back and pull out, Lauren. Ellen, kick flatten up, D.
Fine Jump and catch again, good combination again. Obviously some work put on in the line out, and that's a good pop ball. They come left again, the forwards driving through. My eyes may be deceiving me, but that looked like it was Melissa Hayden coming through on that one. And now they've gone wide. A bit of space for the winger, but unfortunately a forward pass pulls her up on the whistle. But she was certainly looking like she was going to be taking on the full-back there.
Yeah, that's Claire Gorman on the wing there. She's one of our newer players, one of our younger players, only 20 years of age. Her first match was starting on the wing for our senior team, which is some feat in itself. And she's definitely a player to watch for the future. She's nothing but natural talent on her.
Great pictures here brought to you by our Belvedere volunteers. I say volunteers, but the two girls there out on the cameras doing top work. So scrum down on the Belvedere 10-yard line. Belvedere put in. Ballincollig put in even. Oh, that's a good, powerful push by Belvedere. They've pushed it round and Gemma picks it up and pushes it through on the ground. No fullback there. Bit more football. Chase down the sideline. And she's got there. Second try. That's a fabulous try. 10 minutes gone. Second try in. It was all started off as the scrum, Belvedere scrum. The power came through, pushed Ballincollig off the ball. Gemma Farrell was very quick onto that, punched the ball down the sideline, and then it was chased and hacked on, and then lovely try.
Yeah, it was Claire Gorman at the end of that. As I mentioned, she's a speedster as well as just pure talent, so she had the great awareness and great smarts there to take it on the wing and just play the ball along the ground, finish it out, and see the try scored at the very end. Gemma's setting up the kick here now again. Similar angle as the previous kick, so see if she can slot this one over this time. Unfortunately, just pulled wide there as well.
Good, solid kick, just the direction slightly off. But 10-0 after 11 minutes.
Yeah, it's a good game so far, and I think Ballincollig are really sticking it to Belvo at the moment. Of course, this is their first season up in AAL, and they're definitely a team to watch. They're under the ever so wise eyes of Fee Hayes as their head coach, and she's been doing brilliant stuff.
Lovely bit of footwork, letting her get through for the try. Fabulous replay and fabulous camera work, must point that out as well. Right place at the right time. Kick-off goes. Belvedere let it bounce. Melissa Hayden picks it up, drives forward, makes a couple of yards before going to ground. Anya Donnelly just kicking it a bit too far for her side to chase. Ballincollig send it across the back line. Kelly Griffin ran herself into a hole there. No way out. And the ball finally falls into touch on the far side of the pitch. Linesman and referee now consulting.
Ballincollig have made some good kicks right throughout the game, but that there, and the kick was on in that instance. I think it should have been just taken in and restarted there for themselves, but it seems to be a knock-on off the Belvo hand. It seems to be Ballincollig throw, or put into the scrum, sorry.
Megan! Sniper! No, near.
Lovely day for a game's rugby today. No rain. Scrum almost pops up, but it's picked up by the number 8, given out to the scrum half. And finally somebody cuts back rather than running across the field. Megan Kenny doing the work for Ballincollig, driving forward. Gemma Lane. Somehow the ball comes out from that mess. And now Belvedere have stolen it. Another opportunity here. They spin it left. Driven up by the forwards, but keep the ball alive. It's well kept there. Oh, and that's a fabulous run, and that sees her in close to the line before she's dragged down, and the referee says she's actually held up.
That was a great line from Elaine Anthony there, support line. Good to see that the back rows and second rows getting involved in open play as well, and she did well, stepping a few defenders. Unfortunate there, just held up over the line, but it was a great recovery tackle by the Ballincollig defence there.
Yeah, superb defence by Ballincollig to stop her getting the ball down. The ball is kicked. Again, it bounces, but it's fallen into the hands. Back into the 22. Ruck formed. Taken across the field into midfield now. Opening up those options for Belvedere either side. They decide to go right. Or a bit of a loose pass. Maybe that chance is gone. And finally, Megan Kenny tidying up again for Ballincollig. Gemma Lane gets it out. Shuffled across, but it's knocked on. Belvedere have a chance again. And that's a lovely run. Takes out 3 players. Oh, her support just overran her a bit there, and then it's a knock on. That's a shame. Unfortunate. Referee playing advantage at the moment. This roving camera is providing us with fabulous pictures today. A big drive, and this time the referee awards the scrum for the initial knock on.
It's a bit messy from both sides here. There's 3 or 4 knock-ons apiece now, and it's just they both need to kind of settle into it. Seems to be a bit nervous hands out there, but I think once both teams settle, the whole game will settle a bit, and it'll be a little bit more of a cleaner game.
So Hayley, you've reffed as well.
Yeah, that's my main involvement at the moment now is refereeing. I've played since for about 10 years in Belbone, seen different injuries and the likes. I said, give up the playing and we'll look at the refereeing instead. So that's where I'm focusing my game on at the moment now, and then coach and manage down here as well for my sins. So it's good to stay involved, and the refereeing is a great way as well to stay involved and get to know the game even better than I already did. So it's great.
Certainly the best seat in the house is always the ref seat.
That's it. Dry as well in this situation. The commentary will have something to say about that.
Small break in play now. An injury gets tended to. Both sides taking the opportunity to have a quick discussion about how it's gone so far and where we want to go next.
Majority play here has been within the Ballincollig half and with Belbo on ball, but Ballincollig are definitely sticking to them, and Belbo are finding it hard to create space and find holes and gaps in the Ballincollig defence, which is definitely a testament to the girls, and they're up tight, and they're up with speed in defence to Ballincollig are. So it's keeping Belbo at bay, and it's definitely challenging the girls.
Ballincollig, of course, playing with the wind in this first half. As much as there is a wind, it's only a small breeze, enough to just get the touch flags waving a little bit. But you'd think that from this position now, Ballincollig should really be hoofing it down the park, taking advantage of any wind there is, and to relieving the pressure on their own goal line. So this scrum takes place just outside the 22. Again, you'd almost feel like you're out there with that camera angle. Another good shove by Belvedere, but this time Ballincollig keep them at bay. Megan Kelly, again, central to a lot of what Ballincollig are trying to do at this stage. Play developing now. And finally, boot is put to the ball. It doesn't find touch. It's fired back across the pitch and well taken. And finally, picked up and driven straight, which is what Belvedere needed. The ball presented very well. Gemma Farrelly out across. It's great to see the ball handling of the forwards equaling that of the backs. Always good when you can have a second row forward out the backs and know that the pass will come. Slightly bunched up in midfield there. And this time Gemma Farrell does very well taking it back against the grain, and this is going to provide some space. And that's Laura Carthy powering in at the corner. She's going to want to put it down, and she has done, and that's a third try within the first half of the first half. But that was very well played by Gemma Farrell. She saw the gap, she saw the overlap, put it out, and then Melissa Hayden gave the scoring pass into Laura Carthy, and that's a fine score, and the scoreboard ticks over to 15. 15-0.
Yeah, super well-worked try from the girls. It was much more patient rugby. They worked the try, worked the space. Gemma had the smarts there to pull the defence one way, create the space out the other side, and give the ball out wide. Laura had the speed then to finish it and dot it down the far corner.
As I said before, it was great to see one of the front row Union involved in that move on the outside, giving the final pass to the right winger. And I think that Gemma Farrell, Nee Jackson, will be happier kicking this one. It will suit her left foot slightly more, but again, she'll be hoping somebody scores a try under the post soon. These touchline conversions are tough at the best of times. That kick not just quite having the distance and just to the right of the post, but with the score at 15-0, Belvedere will definitely be the happier of the two teams.
Definitely, it was a much better team try on that account. It wasn't so much as a lucky bounce of a ball or a kick through. It was a well-worked team try, with a lot more what Belvedere are trying to achieve and trying to get the ball through hands and work it that way. It was well-worked and well-deserved.
Vicar Mahoney just getting a few words from coach Johnny Garth. Ball bounced again. That's a good run back. Somebody needs to make a tackle, and you know, she's made 30 yards. Nice tackle again. But the ball comes back on the Belvedere side, still going to the right. Shuffled out. Laura Carthy again with a bit of space, and this time she puts the kick through on the ground. Two Ballincollig players there, and they do very well to pick that up.
It was a great kick through from Laura. She saw the space, saw the opening and took it, and we are now within the last 10 yards of the pitch with a hooting out from Ballincollig.
Well, Ballincollig doing what they can and get it off the pitch, but it's still well within the 25, and another opportunity for Belvedere.
Yeah, Belvedere will see now where they are on the pitch with an attacking line out, their throw in, and they'll hopefully be able to utilise something from this, if not just get a nice attacking position to go again from there.
Hayley, do you know who our referee today is?
Donna McGowan is the referee. He's Balbriggan. Balbriggan is his home club. And we've got on the far side, Paul Manning is one touch judge and Simon O'Donnell's on this near side as well. So it's great to see as well the women's AL getting touch judges this year. Just makes the whole competition look a lot more professional and alleviates a few of the coaches having to go in and run touch as well, which is always welcome.
Well, it's at this point of the game I have to say thank you to the Americans and Title IX, which ensures legally equal funding for women's sports, and that has precipitated a massive growth in women's sports around the world. Not just rugby, cricket, football. Women's sport has received the fillip it needed, and standards are rising all the time.
Yeah, it's great to see. There's definitely a lot more recognition for female athletes at the moment, and it's a growing trend, and one that we hope will keep going upwards. And even just seeing more players out in the pitch each week and seeing younger players coming in and join is fantastic to see as well throughout all sports.
Well, the sooner that professionalism hits the women's sport, the better. You can see the difference it's made to the English rugby union team, being able to train full-time at Loughborough College. And one hopes that soon enough Irish rugby will follow.
Here's to hoping anyway.
Certainly getting a lot more funding and a lot more attention than it would have done 10, 20 years ago.
Definitely, and it's just a pity that the girls couldn't get to the World Cup, and it's things like this where we need the RFU to continue backing us and supporting us, and keep it coming up from grassroots and the whole way through, and not just focusing on the international game, but looking at under 10s all the way up to the international girls and everything in between would be fantastic.
Again, that Belvedere line out working so well, the combination there. Elaine Anthony proving to be leaping like a salmon. Nice drive into the 22. She's made more distance than she had a right to. Ball comes back. Gemma Farrell takes it down the blind side again. And there we go. Fourth try. Elaine Anthony there. But the referee pulls it back. Says it was a forward pass.
That's unfortunate there now. It was over the far side of the pitch, but the ref and the touch judge had a good view of it there and deemed it as a forward pass. It's unfortunate. Elaine Anthony's working well there in open play, and she definitely deserves to get on the scoreboard in some capacity.
Yeah, this close to the line, you'd expect Belvedere to put a big shove on. And Gemma Lane will be looking to get it away from the base of the scrum. She's obviously looking to kick it herself. Well, half is in 15 yards. And Belvedere have it. Oh, but well snatched. Not so much an intercept as a handing over on a silver plate. But Ballincollig won't mind how they get the ball. It stops Belvedere in their tracks and gives them a chance now to set up a chance to clear their lines.
Yeah, Belvedere need to be a lot more clinical there, especially when we're 10 yards away from the try line, and not to be, handing balls over in those situations. Just take it in and keep the ball safe.
Ball comes back again. It's nice to see Ballincollig not just resorting to the boot, but looking to develop play, looking to hang on to the ball for a while. When you haven't seen the ball for a long time, you don't mind where you have it. So, kick to touch there by Kelly Griffin. And that, if anything, has put more pressure back onto her team. Didn't get the distance she wanted.
Yeah, another Belvo put in now, just within the 22. Belvo just need to settle the nerves and, not come down with the old whitewash fever on this one, where they're just getting a bit too excited when they're near the try line, and just need to keep the heads level and be a bit more clinical and safer with the ball.
Melissa Hayden with her distinctive pink hair, with her back to us, as Vic O'Mahony looks to throw in again. And nice touch back, but it has enabled Ballincollig to get to the ball. Good quick defence by Belvedere. The line coming up as one very quickly. No dog legs there. Again, all up together. And it stifles any move that Ballincollig may have thought they had down the left-hand side. They look to switch it back now, slowly inching their way forwards. They force Belvedere back out of their 22, but now, unfortunately, they've given away the penalty. And it's a tap and go again. And it's good to see the ball in the hands. And she's broken through. All the way, and she's a yard short, and the ball is stripped, and it gives Ballincollig the chance to kick the ball off the park and regroup again. She'll be disappointed at that.
That was unfortunate from Alice. She had great yards there, great leg power and speed and awareness to drive through, and then just unfortunate to lose the ball as she was going over the line.
The technical director just showing the touching down of the last try. And that's a good break by Melissa Hayden. She's making out and carrying people. If I got the name wrong, just say it out loud.
Alice O'Dowd.
Alice O'Dowd. Yeah. Excellent. Alice from Wexford. Again, Elaine Anthony securing line-out ball. And it's a good maul. And breaking off from it and driving over the line. And the referee is going to say, try. Try number 4.
Certainly made hard work of that one there, and it should have had maybe 2 or 3 in that space of time, but silly mistakes and silly simple errors are costing Belvo at the moment.
And we'll also credit Ballincollig's defence a little bit there.
Definitely, 100%. They're doing fantastic stuff, and like that, they're making hard work of Belvo, and they're not leaving any gaps or spaces, and they're certainly making Belvedere work for every score.
As you can see, the referee took a good look in there before he made his decision, and made the right decision. Now, of course, Gemma Farrell having to kick with her left foot from the wrong side again, although this one is slightly different in that it's almost 15 yards in.
See a few legends of the game here on the side. And Ollie Campbell standing in front, as well as Lynn Cantwell as well. So two different generations and of the two different games, the men's and the women's, here down and watching the match today as well, which is fantastic to see.
This one she's pushed to the left of the post, but had the distance on that one. But again, 3 of her kicks have been from the left-hand side. She'll be looking to pop one over soon enough. So 20-0 as we go into the last 10 minutes of the first half. All the support staff slowly making their way off the pitch.
Yeah, it's been an exciting game so far, and Ballincollig are really sticking it to Belvo, and like that, their defence are really making a tough job of it, and they're making Belvo, like I said, really work for every score as well, which is fantastic, and it's a true testament to themselves.
Fiona Hayes taking the kick off and again making 10-15 yards. One of the Ballincollig players has gone down, holding the back of her head. And that will be a short break in play. So 42 years since Ollie Campbell led Ireland to that series victory in Australia, bursting onto the international scene.
He's great for coming down and supporting the women where he can, and he's looking to support the women, the seconds team as well. He thought the seconds game were playing today. They were due to play Clondalkin, but unfortunately that game has been postponed until further in November. So it's just the one women's match this weekend. But Ali Campbell's down here supporting us, which is always fantastic, and he's always a legend and always will be as well.
And just while we have this break in play, our 2 camera people, their names are?
We've got Chris is on one, and we've got Megan as well. Megan's down on the pitch side, and Chris has got the wide angle camera up the top as well, which is, it's always great having the girls down, and it's one thing, it's great for Belvos. It's a real community, and everyone's always around to help, and just hands on deck.
That's exactly what you want in a club. Definition of a club, really. More an extended family than anything else.
That's it, exactly.
For my own part, coming from a cricketing background, great to see Johnny Garth, the Belvedere coach, Kathy Murphy, Leslie Ring. Quite a few have taken up both sports, and they dovetail quite nicely. So, play back underway. Nice move around the back. Skip move. Out to Laura Carthy, and again, she puts the boot to it. It's worked before for her. Ballincollig getting back. Picking up the ball. And this time the follow-up by Belvedere not limiting her. She's made a couple of yards forward, and she sets it up now.
Hold on, Kira. Good tackle. Turn out. Pouch.
Once again, Ballincollig find themselves back in their own 22. Well, that was a pass to nobody. Going round the outside. Is she going to get down in the corner? We'll never know. She has. She got down in the corner. Try scored. Try number 5. 25-0. And again, poor Gemma Farrell is going to have to take a touchline kick. I'm sure she just wants somebody to score under the posts at this stage.
It just shows kind of how solid Ballincollig's defence has been, that every try has to be, very far out in the corners, and, they're really pushing them out wide, and there's no breaks in the middle whatsoever in the pitch. So, they have a very, very solid defensive line, which is fantastic to see, and it's extremely hard to break through it, and there's absolutely nothing coming. So the only give is out wide, and I think Belvo will be happy just to keep the scoreboard ticking over. But like that, Ballincollig are happy to keep them out wide too, where they can.
Absolutely. Of course, as we mentioned at the top of the programme, Ballincollig missing 6 backs in their club captain hooker, Clodagh Walsh. This kick just falls in front of the posts. It's 5 tries to Belvedere. Ballincollig yet to get onto the board. Not for want of trying.
I feel there's definitely a couple of scores in Ballincollig. You know, they're settling into the game a lot more on both sides now. There's less kind of handling errors and the likes, and you know, once they kind of settle into it and they get their confidence, I can definitely see a score or two coming from them. They definitely have the skill and ability in them for sure.
Good drop off. Let's restart the game. Good catch and drive, takes them back up to the 10-yard line. Ball goes to ground, picked up again. The ruck and Gemma Farrell again goes to the right. Anya Donnelly shipping it on. Big drive into the middle. Moving the Ballincollig. Sealing off there by Belvedere.
You can see player just came in straight off her feet, just closed it off. Ballincollig weren't able to contest it, and referee was spot on with that one. Penalty Ballincollig.
Kelly Griffin now looking to pump this one up the line. It's the first penalty, I think, that's being kicked. Doesn't get the distance on it that perhaps she wanted, but safely into touch. Ballincollig throw on the 10-yard line.
Penalty count's been quite low as well. We've got 5 penalties, 3 against Belvo and 2 against Ballincollig, which is it's good for how far we are in the game as well. So it's been a nice clean match and a lot of free playing open rugby as well, which is the rugby we like to see as well.
See how it looks when it's actually broadcast, and also you can see how far behind the actual broadcast is. Live chat on YouTube a bit quiet at the moment as well. So Ballincollig line out, the 10-yard line, 10-metre line. Oh, great. Oh, that's a good drive. Super maul set up by Ballincollig. It's taking it forward 5 yards before it breaks down. Lovely presentation of the ball. Well picked up by Kelly Griffin. Oh, tried to get the pass away, but the Belvedere tackle smothered that idea. Comes out Gillian Coombs. She passes it on. Griffin outside to her outside centre, Lauren Fahey. Eva Regan taking that one in. Alex Cullen drops the ball. It's going to be a Belvedere scrum, but it's advantage Belvedere. They might not need the scrum.
Una Hines breaking through the line there. She had a recent nose surgery or a previous broken nose from a previous game. It's great to see her back out on the pitch.
Broken nose. Quite a painful injury. Good driving, good solid legs. Gets a knee to the ground. Ball coming down the back line, round the back. Taken at pace. Winger slightly overran the pass. And the referee blows up for the knock-on. As you say, just little mistakes creeping in.
That's it. Ballincollig are putting the pressure on. They're forcing Belvo to make those mistakes, and you know they're simple handling errors that Belvo are being forced to make due to the sheer speed and intensity of the Ballincollig line and defensive line coming up in their face.
Referee starting to check his watches. I suspect for half-time rather than any bus routes.
Let's go get tight here. Let's get tight.
Bind. Set.
Another early push free kick against Belvo, so he'll be looking to move that to a penalty, I'd say, soon if they don't get that sorted out.
About having a referee in the commentary boxes, as well as watching the players, keeping a close eye on the officials. Carthy left that one behind once when we gained it. Base of the ball, another good clear out. And the pass just thrown across the back line, but it's well picked up. Taken into the rock again. Tackle situation. Gemma Farrell out along the back line. And again, out to the winger. Bit of space. Oh, that's a fine tackle. Had to take her low. Oh, and she's burst through the first tackle. Pulled up just a couple of yards inside the line. Again, Elaine Anthony doing her best to take it on. Sets it up, it's under the posts. As we said it before, it's when they go out wide. It's wide where the gap is.
Yeah, once again, Belvedere being forced and pushed out wide. There's no gaps in the centre field whatsoever, and it was a great finish there by Grace Miller. Once again, good patience, work rate from the girls, hands through and create the space out wide.
6 tries at this stage have been scored outside the 15-metre lines. Gemma Farrell now on the right side for her left foot.
Slightly more inside, so she could be able to slap this one over, hopefully now, just for confidence and for the kicking foot.
Going down the stairs there with a pint of Guinness and a coffee. There's a combination for you.
Balance is key, isn't it? There's a few big other games as well going on today across the women's AAL. We've got Bows are taking on Railway over in Sandymount today, which will be a top-of-the-table clash at 5 o'clock this afternoon as well, which will be a great game.
And there we go. Gemma Farrell slots one home. Her first conversion today, but that's a fine kick. And she'll be delighted with that. There's a spring in her step as she heads back to the halfway to join her teammates. Score moves on to 32. Ballincollig, I think, will be happy to see half-time at this stage. What do you get at half-time these days? My day, it used to be sort of like a quarter of an orange or a lemon if the coach wasn't happy with you.
Yeah, not much really else. We might have a bag of jellies floating around somewhere, but apart from that, people, might bring their own stuff to bring out. You've got your caffeine gels and all these different things now, but for me, Luke said he used to do the job for me and not have me sorted for the second half.
Just while we wait for kick-off and wait for the change in personnel, one of the players down behind the line. Just a quick shout-out to Gemma Crowley, ex of Ballincollig herself, was the ops manager on the recent Lions tour to South Africa. And on that note, I see the Lions are now set up a steering group to investigate the possibility of there being a women's Lions team, which would be fabulous to see.
We're letting the ball bounce quite often on restarts and clear-outs. You'd be better off just catching the ball and just taking it on instead of letting it bobble. You know yourself, with a rugby ball, it can go anywhere, really.
Yeah, always dangerous letting it bounce. You never know where it's going to end up. And this is the furthest forward Ballincollig have been so far, and now with the penalty, they're looking to pump it down into the corner. And that's a very good kick. Takes them inside the 22 for, I think, the first time this half.
Yeah, it'll be their first chance now, so we'll see what they can do from here. I know Fee Hayes is a scrum and lineouts expert, and she's their head coach, so she'll definitely have done work here, and it'll be interesting to see now if they go for a down and drive maul or if they go and spread it wide out the back line.
Belvedere contest. And they disrupted enough to get the ball out, and it's cleared. And that's a super kick to touch, and that's between the 10-yard and halfway line. And that was a nice clearance kick, Anya Donnelly. But that was good work in the line out by Belvedere, just did enough. A fingertip here and a hand there. disrupting Ballincollig's throw.
That was it. I feel they could definitely be dangerous on a line out if they got a down and drive going and a maul moving, because like that, Fee would be an expert at it, and she'll have the girls on tip-top shape for a maul drive.
Another hand in. This time it's a knock on. Ball comes out from that ruck, and it's just shuffled across the back line. That final pass came with a red cross attached. But the referee blows it up for half-time, and at half-time, Belvedere will be the happier of the two teams, as you would be, 32-0 up.
Yeah, it's been a strong game from Belbo like that. Ballincollig have been strong. I don't think the scoreline overly reflects the game. I think Ballincollig definitely deserve a score or two on the scoreboard, but it's been a strong contest from both. And like that, Ballincollig have kept the girls out to the wing, which has prevented the girls from getting any more conversions and kept the conversion just to one single one. So it's been a credit to the girls for sure.
That's a fine half of rugby. We hope you've enjoyed that. How much of a break is there these days? 5 minutes?
Usually, yeah, about 5 minutes, 5 to 8 minutes, depending on on what the ref needs. But I'd say they'll go for 5 minutes on this one.
Well, all three officials have managed to stay out on the field. I suspect 5 minutes might be enough. So when did you first get into playing rugby?
Yeah, it was 10 years ago now. So I was 18 and decided, played Gaelic all my life and said I'd give something else a try, and came down to Belvedere, and they've become my second family ever since. And it's been fantastic. It's opened so many different doors and opportunities for me between just even playing the sports, and I'm working in the Leinster branch now as well, which is fantastic. And the real love of the game grew and grew from just being around a group of girls that are just so passionate about the game, and it's been fantastic. And it's they're a great family to have as your second family.
And it's a great sport for that as well. I mean, there's very few sports which encompass everybody. There's a role for anybody on a rugby field, whether it be as referee or linesman or hooker or fullback. There's always something you can do on a rugby field, and everybody's always welcome.
That's it. It's a team sport through and through. You need the 15 girls from 1 to 15, and even the bench is so crucial too. There's plenty of games you see that are won by the impact subs that are coming in the second half or through injuries, whatever it is. It's it really is, every girl is needed on the pitch, and it's not just one superstar that can win a game for you.
Often you find the side with the superstar, the side that lose, because they're trying to put everything through that one person.
Yeah.
And it's the unsung heroes, or as they're often known, the front five, who often have to put in the grunt work to allow what used to be called in my day, the brill cream backs to shine. But the work has to be done in the first place. I see our camera people have taken a short, well-deserved break. But they did fabulous work in that first half.
Yeah, it's fantastic. It's great just to have it streamed, and just to open the game up to a few more people, and people who can't get down. Maybe I know there's plenty of people who might be tuning in and will be watching it from abroad, who've moved away or things like that, or can't get down to kids or other commitments, whatever it is. And it's just great to be able to bring this platform to other people that wouldn't be able to come and be on the sideline each week. And
in fact, most of your viewers come after the game as opposed to live, because certainly the players themselves will probably go in and have a look. The coaching staff, I'm sure, will be going in to see what they can glean from it. But the streaming of games, it's been a positive boon for certainly Pembroke Cricket Club, where we've sort of honed our craft a bit. And we hope it will do the same for Belvedere as well, in that it does allow other people to see what's going on. People who are away on holiday, people who have moved away, as you say, it's a way of staying in touch. It's a brilliant facility, and it's good fun as well. That's it. And there'll be plenty of times where I'd love to, if I'm away or whatever it is, and it's great that I can just pop it on my phone, whatever, and I can just tune in and watch, or like that even being able to watch some of the other girls' games, and, you might have an opposition coming up in the couple of weeks, so you can tune in, and similarly they can have it, they can tune in here, and it brings the standard of rugby up another level, because you know what you're expecting, and you can prepare for that, and it's fantastic, and it's brilliant to see that more clubs are joining in on that as well. Well, great work being done by Niall Walsh as usual. I think the referee's now starting to stiffen up a bit in the middle. They'll be looking to get on with the second half as soon as possible.
Yeah, 12 degrees today, so it's a bit chillier than it has been, but we'll take it as it's dry.
Still 12 degrees, we'll take that.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
I'm sure there'll be games later in the season that will be a lot colder and a lot wetter than this one today. Perfect conditions for running rugby. And you can see from the amount of tap penalties taken, both sides are keen to keep the ball in hand rather than hoofing it down the field.
Yeah, it's great. It's great conditions for rugby and like that. The breeze is minimal really, and it's, you know, it just keeps the game alive, and it's not, you know, drop ball after drop ball, and it's, you know, there's great speed in the game and intensity, and hopefully that gets upped again for the second half, and there's even better rugby to come.
So the teams break from their halftime oranges, or whatever the modern equivalent is.
That's the new mantra coming in from Belvedere this year: is be brave, be bold, be Belvo. So that's what you get chanted at before and after a game, and it's just to kind of rile the girls up and bring everyone back together. It's just a nice little mantra before we go onto a pitch.
As our camera women get back to their roles, Belvedere will receive the ball in this second half.
There's a sub made there. Grace Miller has come off, and I'm trying to work out who has come on. Sene Nupu, the international superstar, has come in there for Grace Miller in the centre. Great to see her back in the black and white jersey, as she took a bit of a break there after the international campaign. It was a well-deserved break at that, so it's just great to see her back down and great to see her in the black and white again.
Good crowd on the sidelines for this game. A fair few people have turned up, which I suppose reduces our viewing figures, but we'll take that. I'm sure the girls are happy to see so many people down to see them. This time the match clock starts at the right time. That's a good drive by Una Hayes.
It's Clodagh Dunn.
Sorry, thank you.
Clodagh Dunn's dark hair, and Una Hayes got the white hair, the blonde hair.
Ball goes loose from both sides. The referee decides that one went forward from Ballincollig. Advantage Belvedere. They'll be looking to punch this one up through the middle, making a few yards. And now Ornia Donnelly is kicking it down the tram line. Bit of pressure on Gemma Lane. She's making good ground. Most of it seems to be sideways, unfortunately. Good clear out by Ballincollig, keeping the ball safe. They need somebody to pick it up there now. Gillian Coombs doing great work there in the Ballincollig second row. Ball still on the Ballincollig side, and nearly, Kelly Griffin nearly breaking through the line herself. But in protecting the ball, Ballincollig not releasing. The referee signals the penalty. Belvedere, what will they do here?
It's only 3 penalties apiece, so it's a nice low penalty count throughout the game, which is good. We like that free flowing rugby, as I said before, and I'd say the girls will kick for the line out here and just try and get a few more yards and go from attacking position there.
Yeah, always better to see low penalty counts. Coaches are happier that way. Now another Ballincollig player down there. Megan Kenny taking the blow. Coach has looked over to the sideline. I don't know if he's looking for a replacement. Just hard to
knocked the shoulder there, is it?
hard to see what she's done. Yeah, the old knock on the bridge of the nose is never a good one.
Many of them myself.
Yeah. I think the trainer just wanting to have a word with the ref. The clock ticks on. Megan Kenny does not look comfortable there.
Looks like they're going to make the substitution, all right.
That's a shame. Megan has had a good game. She's been central to a few of the Ballincollig defensive efforts. She's snaffled the ball a few times during the first half, but with only 3 minutes gone in the second half, she's going to be replaced. That's unfortunate. It looks like her ribs or her head. I don't know what she's holding at this stage.
Could be the head, all right.
That's unfortunate.
Hopefully it's just a bit of a knock and she's okay anyway.
Shuffle of the pack, or shuffle in the back line then for Ballincollig. Belvedere do kick for touch, and they make it, and they'll have a line out just inside the Ballincollig 22.
Yeah, it's a good attacking position now for Belvo. Hopefully they don't go into the same patterns as the first half and get the whitewash fever and start panicking, but hopefully it's level heads and they just go in and there's no panic and then they just execute well from here.
So Vic O'Mahony, Canadian born, throws in, and it's just tapped back.
Again, Lane Anthony getting up on that and just getting the fingers back to get the ball back to the Belvo side.
Driven up in midfield, quick ruck ball. That's the sort of ball that creates spaces. Oh, that's magnificent pass. And a good swerve to get her in. The Ballincollig left winger had been dragged in from her wing, and that left the space for the overlap. And she wasn't going to miss out on that chance, rounding the fullback and touching down.
Yeah, that's a third try for Laura, I think, by my calculations. So she's doing fantastic stuff. She moved to ourselves here in the last 18 months from Eden Derry, and she's Leinster under 18 player and has really been proving herself a key senior player for us of recent, and it's great to see her getting on the scoreboard week in, week out.
And she scored a hat-trick against Malone.
There you go. Yeah, she's and I think she scored 2 against Wicklow as well, so she's really racking up the scores, and it's great to see the young girls really stepping it up and taking their starting positions when they can.
No, I'm sorry, but BBC Sport can't provide pictures as good as that. That is fabulous work. Oh, that's a good kick. And it falls just short, but great camera work. Scoreboard clicks up to 37, as you see the replay there. And she really does just have the gas and the step. Poor Gemma Lane was left in no man's land, rushing across to cover, but rushed too far across.
She really put the burners on and just stepped back inside at the right time to keep the defender at bay.
Another ball allowed to bounce. Lane Anthony tidying up. Good drive into the middle of the park. And then it comes wide down the backs. Oh, unfortunate. Slight knock on there by Belvedere. Trying to manufacture that overlap again.
Yeah, Catherine Dane, the international scrum half, is in there as well now, so must have been a second change in the back line too.
The substitutions will come fast and furious now.
It seems Gemma Jackson's moved out to 10 and Catherine Dane has gone into 9.
She did get married recently.
Gemma Farrell. Her nickname's JJ, so it just comes so naturally.
Gemma Lane puts in. Ballincollig scrum was steady for a while, and then it's been pushed back, and the referee is calling that one up. Blew it up at the right time before anybody got steamrolled in there.
Yeah, you just wanted to get that reset exactly before anything got messy or anyone got injured on it. So we'll restart again, and Belvedere are really definitely dominant in the pack here. So they just need to keep the drive straight, and hopefully then the penalties will come.
Scrum set well. Ballincollig try and get it out, and it comes out before the scrum collapses again. Kelly Griffin making a bit of a break into the middle. There's a bit of an overlap, and one Belvedere player flying up out of the line. Not rolling away. That's going to be not 10. And now Gemma Lane has gone down and stayed down. I don't know who's busier on the pitch, the referee or the Ballincollig trainer. But Gemma Lane does not look comfortable there at all.
No, I think she might have twisted the knee or something similar on that one. That was a not rolling penalty there, and Clodagh Dunn's has seen herself put in the bin for 10 minutes on the back of that, just slowing down a counter ruck from Ballincollig.
Referee just checking who he sent to the sin bin. And that's with 8:57 on the clock, so we won't see her again until the 19th minute.
Yeah, Clodagh was recently off playing rugby league with Ireland, which is something that you're definitely seeing an increase in interest in across the country is the rugby league. So she was off over in the UK there last week, representing Ireland with that, and then she's back playing the rugby union here then today.
And she's also played Leinster and Connacht.
She has, yeah. She was Connacht a few years back, and then she was at Leinster now the last season. So it's, she's a player of a lot of experience and expertise, and she started off her career in the backs and has been moved into the pack of recent, and it's great to see her with the height as well. She's super in lineouts and can really control them fantastically. And
qualification for playing for a province these days, I mean, back in the old days it would have been where you were playing a club rugby or where you were born. Is there much changing between the provinces now with the women?
Totally, it's totally open. They tend some provinces will hold open trials, so you can come if you can nominate yourself really, or your club can send you as well. Depends on the province. Leinster will invite us, each club to nominate a number of players each year, and that's how the Leinster ones happen, and different ones have different trials. But it certainly doesn't have to be tied to where you're from or where you're training. We've some girls who like that play up in play for Ulster, and we've got some girls play Connacht, and one or two have played Munster in the past as well. So it's really open to wherever you want to play.
I think you're quite right. I think that's a leg injury, the way she's hobbling off the pitch, aided by colleague and trainer. That'll be another substitution.
Yeah, never nice to see knee injuries or any sort of leg injuries, any injuries full stop, but it's never nice seeing players go down and have to be helped off a pitch.
Sarah O'Donovan taking to the field as her replacement. And we will restart with that Ballincollig penalty. Tap penalty. A few cries from the sidelines there about the pass, but referee was happy, and he's the one that matters. Another good drive. This is the first time Ballincollig have strung a few phases together in attack in the Belvedere half. Michelle Stafford taking the ball into contact, supported by her pack. Gillian Coombs again getting herself very busy there. Ball comes back on the Ballincollig side. Again, another drive. Only just short of the 22 now. Ball goes to ground, but well picked up there. Lauren Fahey plays anywhere across the back line usually. Susan O'Donovan getting involved early on, and this time in at the side by Belvedere. Concedes another penalty. It's taken quickly. She makes her 10 metres. Fine tackle. Scragged But the ball does come back, and again the Ballincollig forwards looking to take it on, and they've done very well. They're getting closer and closer to that Belvedere line. Very sensibly gets down to ground. Oh, heavy tackle by Belvedere there, and they're looking to drive Ballincollig off it, but they managed to retain the ball. Comes out to Kelly Griffin, who spins it wide, and it's intercepted, and this is going to be a long run with a long chase. She doesn't look like she's going to do it. She's going to get caught on her way, but she's looking for support. Passes it inside, and it's knocked on. That's a shame. Well done by Ballincollig. Would have been easy to give up on that one, but as a team, they chased back, and the chance was snuffled out.
That was a great read by Laura there in the defensive line. Shot up, read the ball perfectly, intercepted it, and got up and made it into the Ballincollig 22 before trying to get rid of the offload. And unfortunately, just bobbled in when Clare there went to try and gather it. So it's Ballincollig scrum, just within their own 22.
Cramp setting in. One of the Ballincollig players down. I once had cramping again. The trainer came on and did that. Bending your foot back and trying to stretch out the cramp and stretch out the muscle.
Oh, yep.
And he actually pulled all the tendons. Was out for 6 weeks from cramp.
Oh dear.
Back to her feet. The trainer off the field again. Although he's not going too far away, I noticed this time. Just one stray pass costing Ballincollig about 80 metres on the pitch. Belvedere still playing with 14, and yet that scrum is still pretty powerful. Scrum's preparing now. You can see the Belvedere backs picking out their opposite numbers. Looking to get up quickly here now. Belvedere scrum again showing its power. Oh, Lauren Fahey will be disappointed with that. That knock on just 5 metres from her own line has given Belvedere a superb opportunity here to add to their tries.
Yeah, it was a great drive there from Bell, but the first scrum really disrupted it at the back, and the 9 didn't get a clear pass out. Had a knock-on effect there, and it was never going to be clean catch. So bobbled and went forward, and a Belvo scrum here now.
Unusually, considering it's the Belvo scrum, no number 8 in place. Picked out of the second row, spun wide. Just a simple back line move. Sees the ball dotted down, 15 metres in from touch. And you can see Lauren Carthy there was free on the outside again.
That's it. Anya Donnelly dotting down there for her first try of the day. Another well-worked try and a lot of patience as well.
8th try for Belvedere. I do have to say, although Belvedere are now 42 points up with the conversion to come, one has to say it's not a fair reflection of the effort that Ballincollig have put into this game so far.
No, not at all. And like I said, they definitely deserve a score on the scoreboard for their efforts, and it's, you know, they've really stuck it to Belvo, and they certainly haven't made it a 42-0 score game. It should definitely be a lot closer than this.
Gemma Farrell now looking to pop over her second conversion. And, just slides past the right-hand post. Score remains at 42-0.
Yeah, another wide kick there from Gemma. She won't be too happy to miss that one. That one was a little bit more in her range, especially with her left foot.
Still, Belvedere have the bonus point wrapped up already. Kelly Griffin again, kicking this one along the ground. Well taken. Passed on. Oh, that's a good storming run. She's got through the line and got through the cover. Full back to beat. Still going. Oh, that's a fabulous cover tackle. Getting back there. And again, the ball is now spinning out right, and the pass goes behind one and in front of the other, and is thrown directly into touch.
That was unfortunate there. It was a great line break from Ciara, and she's one of dual status players. She plays her rugby mainly down in Tullow. Plays dual status with us then on Saturdays where she can as well, and she's a great player, and she's definitely another one to watch, and great strength in attack and in defence.
Must be a hell of a commitment to play for two teams, because you've got to train for both teams, haven't you?
That's it, yeah. So she kind of tries to do both where she can, but you know it can be tricky. But she's certainly getting the balance right where she is at the moment.
Superb strip. Oh. Not releasing.
Yeah, I was unfortunate. All right, the referee deemed there wasn't a clear release on it first. So.
But great work in the tight. Kelly Griffin, of course, is just making her way back from injury. What a game to come back for. She makes a touch, brings play close to the halfway line. Ballincollig throw in.
Ballincollig are definitely settling. They're keeping the heads cool, and they're trying to get the ball out as much as they can and work it through the hands where they can as well.
Oh, that's a great throw and take. Belvedere doing their best to disrupt it, but this time Ballincollig got it exactly right. Ciara Fitzgerald shipping it out. And there's Lauren Fahey scragged in the middle of the field. Driving play by the Ballincollig second row. But again, you see Ballincollig have committed 4, 5, 6 players to that ruck, and Belvedere haven't. And that allows them to set the defensive line.
Yeah, Belvedere are reading them well. They know which ones to go into and which ones not to, and it's definitely something that's working for them, and that they're not committing to rucks, nor are they really under committing to them too.
Alex Caneen making a fine break there, but a lack of support saw her isolated for a moment, but the rest of the team did turn up. They did win the penalty. Now Alex is prone on the ground, another injury. It's a tough game.
A change coming in there now. Melissa's coming off, and Jess Spain is coming in there in the front row. Just as a medical student over in UL. So she comes back when she can and tries to cover it where she can as well. But it's, again, another one of those tough commitments.
Well, Melissa Hayden's had a fine game. She'll be delighted she rejoined Belvo, having slipped off to Mary's briefly. Another injury. You can tell the difference between the two teams at this stage. Belvedere setting up their defensive line, and Ballincollig stopping for a chat. Discussion about what's going right, what's going wrong, what can they change. One would hope that they get things right and get down to the Belvedere end at least once today. It's a long way to come from Cork.
It's a long drive too, and it's the weekend of the Jazz Fest too, so I think a few of them will be hopping back home, and I think there's a few instrument players as well in the team, so they'll be eager to get back down the road and get involved in the Jazz Fest as well this weekend.
Well, jazz, I have to say, that's one reason for me not going to Cork this weekend. I actually like music, but I'm sure there are some out there who enjoy their squealing trumpets and trombones. This looks like an ankle being strapped.
I'm surprised he hasn't taken the water break here now, because we're in around the 20-minute mark, but we might decide to either just play through it, or we might take a water break in a little while.
Well, I think with 8 tries scored, there have been enough. The referee's decided there's been enough breaks, and the water bottles are going on each time a side is lined up behind the posts or back at halfway. Nice kick to touch. Takes them 10 yards up the field. And again, number 22, Alex Kunen. I'm sure I pronounced that wrong. But Alex has hit the ground again, and one feels that that is going to have to be a substitution. I don't think she's able to continue at this stage.
No, she
not
doesn't
on
seem
one
happy.
leg.
No, she doesn't seem happy on the ankle at all, so hopefully they have someone to come in. Looks like they do all right. Yeah, they were just hobbling off. We're putting again another fortunate one to see, but hopefully now they've someone to come in and slide in handy enough into the back line. Into the back even.
Clash of shirt colours was a bit of a shame at the start of today. Referee deciding Belvedere would play inside-out shirts. Backline spreading nicely. Full back joining the line. Pass. There it is. One more. And Lauren Carthy has 30 yards to go. And I can't see anybody catching her with the form she's showing today. And she gets there ahead of Kelly Griffin's despairing tackle. That's another try.
That was a great finish there by Laura. She saw the space again, backed herself and just took it on the winger on the outside and better then just down into the corner. I'm sure Gemma will be happy with another sideline conversion attempt, but you know, they'll also be happy with another 5 points on the scoreboard.
So getting closer to that half century now. Still quarter of an hour to go in this game. The number 5 of the Ballincollig side, heading behind the posts with a plastic bag.
Full of water bottles, I think.
I presume
yeah.
it's full of water bottles. Be a bit of a turn up for the books.
It was a great well-worked try. You can see Sene
That's a
here.
lovely long pass.
Yeah, great ball from Alva. Great run from Sene. She takes on 2-3 players through.
2, 3, and then still gets the ball away.
Great offload to Anya, and Anya had the great
And
visibility.
that's super play by Anya. Saw where the cover wasn't, and Laura wasn't going to miss from 30 yards out. The kick just drops in front of the posts again.
The substitute for Belva there. I can see Kira Dwyer coming off, and you can see that Dawn has made her senior debut.
It's her first game for Belvo, is
It's
it?
her first senior game.
For the
yeah,
first?
Yeah, for the
Ah,
first.
tremendous.
Yeah. So fantastic to see. She's been playing fantastically for the seconds, and it's great to see the girls rewarded when they're playing well for the seconds and they get the call up for the firsts.
Well, that's it, isn't it? You can spend your time slogging away on one team and not get any recognition.
That's
so it's
it.
great to see her get the chance on the first team.
That's it. Ivana Dempsey on as well. I can see in the middle of the park.
Well taken. Well set up. And again, they go wide. Break through the middle. Good pass, keeping the ball alive. Now it goes to ground, just over the halfway line. Still coming to the right. And that's a good line taken. And the referee has deemed that one a forward pass.
That was unfortunate. One of these close calls that if you went back on the TMO may be called differently, but you can't argue too much with the referee on the day. So we'll take it and we'll go for the scrum and see if Belva can dominate here.
They have done thus far. But now both sides bearing little resemblance to the 15s that started. All the most of the substitutes must be on at this stage.
Yeah, definitely. Belva have definitely emptied the bench there. Not many to go on, if any, that I can see. But it's fantastic to see such an array of talent coming in, and the bench being so strong too for our team, and as well for Ballincollig. Anyone that's come on for them has just slotted right in.
That's not often we've had a camera shot of our cameraman. Camera person in these PC days. Floodlights coming on now. I'm not so sure there was a need for them, but better safe than sorry for the last 13 minutes of the game. Oh, Ballincollig need to get that ball out of that scrum. And they have just about managed it, and it's a good break from the blind side flanker. She's held up. Gets herself to ground, it's a tackle. Ball comes back. But the defensive line has had plenty of time. Annie Laffin taking it into a solid brick wall of Belvo players. Laura Lee Baker driving up through the middle. And that's another super drive. Caitlin Fleming. However, Referee just allowing the ball to come back. Taken on again. Annie Laffin getting very heavily involved in this break. And this time the referee is penalised for holding on. Belvedere, instead of clearing their lines, have taken the quick tap. And there's a lot of space and not very many. But oh, that's a superb dummy. What a great dummy. Thrown to the number 21, and she's trying to get to the line. Throws another dummy, but this time Fahy wasn't going to be fooled again. And they're trying to go wide. They're actually running into the Ballincollig players, and it's gone right out to the left wing. And she's going to come in, and she is going to be Gemma Farrell's friend, as she's touched down just 10 yards away from the post. Another try, the 9th try, that brings up the half century for Belvedere. Ten tries scored now.
Yeah, it was a well-worked try. You can see the pass when Sene was just going to ground, and she manages to get the offload around and get a clear pass back right out to Claire, who was in wide open space on the left wing. And that just shows the expertise of Sene playing, coming from international rugby and being able to get that pass away with such precision. It just shows the class of player that Sene is.
Certainly, since she's come on, she's made a couple of tries for Belvedere, actually.
Yeah, she's a fantastic player. She can read the game fantastically, 2-3 phases in advance, and she can call it and see what's going on and let the girls know too what's going on with it as well.
Sure, but I was over in Parma 3 years ago to watch Ireland-Italy. It's the first time Italy had beaten Ireland. But that was a super game to attend. And that's where you see the difference between international and club players.
That's it. It's the international game is only growing and growing, and it's fantastic to see it growing. And hopefully we just continue the upward trajectory of it all.
And here it is. Big gap. Running into traffic, but getting the pass away. And once that pass came out, Ballincollig had committed too many players, hoping that the previous was a tackle. So as we enter into the last 10 minutes of this game, Old Belvedere now 54-0 up. Attacking down this right-hand side again, and another break through the middle, and I don't think anybody's going to catch her this time. She stretches her legs, and she's actually going to go right under the post, unopposed. Once she got through the defensive line, there was nobody at the back. Oh, referee might have a quick word with Kelly Griffin there. The ball was being touched down. Kelly went to put a foot under the ball.
Let's try Una Hines there. She's a super Sarba player, and she's a vet herself, and she had to take a bit of a break from the rugby just to be able to commit to the college and the studies. So it's great to see her back, and it just shows how much of an explosive player she is, and to be able to make that line break and keep up the pace as a second row, it's just or a back row, and it's just a great attribute to have within the pack.
You say college, veterinarian college?
That's it.
Training to be a vet. What a fine profession that is.
Finished last year now, so she's fully qualified now.
And is she a small animal specialist or?
Horses seems to be her go-to.
I always think, I heard it said the other day, and I well and truly believe it, vets have to learn about so many different animals, and doctors only have to learn about one.
Yeah, that's it.
So, Kelly Griffin to kick off. This one actually caught on the full. First time Belvedere have done that for a few kickoffs. And a difference it makes when you can run onto the ball. Now, unfortunately, Yep. This time, Una Hayes.
There, I think, is it?
Una Hayes, last one up from the ground. Probably be blamed for that penalty zone. Johnny Garth on the sideline, absolutely impassive, even with his side up 61-0. This one finds touch. It'll be a Ballincollig line out. Mark is made. Early lift.
They're a tight call to make on that one, where you kind of say, is it a late throw or an early lift? But I think the referee got it spot on with that one. Girl was well in the air before the ball was put in.
Ballincollig moving more sideways than forwards, but they've done enough to earn another penalty. It's for a high tackle. Referee having a quiet, not so quiet word. Ballincollig tap and go again. They're determined to find the try line one way or another, not settling for kicks. Sometimes you'd just like to get onto the board, but at this stage Ballincollig quite sensibly looking to play expansive rugby. Another penalty. That's 3 quick penalties in a row. Referee's going to be looking at a card of some colour soon, one feels.
Yeah, I definitely think he's going to start giving a few warnings here, if not dishing out the cards. Belvedere quite in the red zone for themselves, and they'll start giving away cynical penalties, and a card will be issued, I'd say, in the next few phases if they keep it up.
And with another blow of the whistle, he's now pulling a player to him. Hand hasn't quite gone to the pocket yet. Another high tackle, and this is the team warning, I feel. Any more penalties, somebody's going to the bin.
Looks like a warning, and that's Clodagh, who's already on a yellow card for a high tackle, so she definitely has to be extremely careful. He's letting the girls have a quick chat just to let the team know. But definitely, of all players, Clodagh definitely should be keeping an eye, because if she gets one, that'll be a red card to be off for the rest of the game. Not that there's much left to be played, but...
And one presumes that red card then would mean a banning for future games?
That's it, yeah. You'd be suspended until at least you get a hearing, and then from there it could be longer. So it's, you certainly want to be careful with players like that.
Ballincollig take the quick tap penalty. They definitely feel their strength is in their forwards rather than their backs. Pick and drive again. Oh, that's well stopped. Sensibly played, taking her hands off the ball. Ball's gone back. Trying to outflank the defence. And that's a superb pickup. And the referee decides not legal. Let's see what his decision here is.
May have just stopped play there, I think, just on safety grounds, because to me now that steal looked clean, and Vic came in, got her hand straight on the ball and played it back. So I think by looks of things it could just be a restart for a scrum Belvo, just on safety grounds by the looks of things.
It was good work to get her hands down on the ball and then presenting it back on the Belvo side. A few of the Ballincollig players now have been seen to by the trainer. Here's the replay. Ball goes down. You can see referee signalling it gone back. She's trying to outflank that ruck defence. Gets to ground. And then good hands on the ball.
Yeah, it looks like it was the head to knee when Vic came in to try and poach that ball. Looks like the Ballincollig player hit her head against Vic's knee, which is always a sore one. So it's, by the sense of things, I'd say it'll be a black eye, if not more, in the morning.
Yes, the wounds and scars of rugby.
So the sub seems to be being made there now. I'd be surprised if they don't take off Clodagh, just because she's already on the yellow card, and they put in Leslie then to replace her. See what the decision is now. Yeah, there you go. Claude is coming off there now just to be on the safe side if she's on a warning and already on a yellow card.
Yes, with 5 minutes to go. No point in risking suspension in a future game.
That's it, exactly.
But that's a fine game for...
Yeah, she did well around the pitch. She made a good few crucial tackles. Just needs to get a bit lower in a few of them, and was able to poach a few balls. Got 1 or 2 turnovers around. Definitely disrupted a few of the lineouts and scrums too.
Ballincollig player still on her back, still being tended to. From the lack of a sub going on at this stage, one would say that Ballincollig must have used the entire bench. So we've been blessed with the weather. Very little wind, no rain. And I suppose with the clocks going back this weekend, the light's possibly on a timer.
Yeah, I don't think there's much need for the lights just yet, but I mean, like that, always better have them on than to be looking for them and rushing to get them on when it's getting too dark for anything.
Certainly some happy faces down on the Belvedere sideline. Plenty of tries today for them. A fine team performance.
Yeah, a good spread of different try scorers too, with a handful of different girls getting on the score sheet. So it's always nice to see that it's not just a certain pick of a few girls getting over the whitewash each time, and it's coming from across the team. It's always nice as well.
Not every try has to be swallowed by Laura Carthy.
That's it. She definitely does have a bit of a monopoly on them at the moment, but she's letting a few others get a few as well, which is very kind of her.
And next game is?
Oh, you've caught me off guard now on that one. Who will we playing next week? I have a cook in my head.
Is it away game?
We'll be away next week, yeah. I'll find out from you.
Another player helped off by 2 colleagues.
Suetonians. Apologies, we're playing Suetonians next week. So just over to the north side of the Liffey, so not too far to drive or travel, which is definitely welcome.
Nice club up there as well.
Yeah, they have a good setup.
So, referee just holding things up, waiting for the injured player to make it to the safety of the sideline. Last thing that Laura Carthy wants on her wing. This time it's Ballincollig who got a good shove on. Belvedere safely getting it back. Gemma Farrell kicking for touch and finding it outside the 22.
That was a good pressure clearance there. The girls were right up in her face straight away, and she had very little time to get that kick away without it being blocked, so she did superbly there.
Now, Ballincollig looking for their blindside flanker. Nice taking the line out. Putting a couple of passes together. Oh, dumping tackle there. Great work by Belvedere. And bursting through with the ball. Just with 2 players to beat. Throws herself to the ground rather than being tackled. Advantage to Ballincollig. They really will want to take advantage here now. Driving forwards. Ball is there. They're going to come to the right. Another big, hefty drive. And it's been stripped. The referee saying no advantage. Brings them back for the penalty.
Yeah, it's good intensity from Ballincollig. They had a good few phases there and a few good carries, and deserved the penalty out of that one.
Nice little move. Changing the point of attack. Letting it get obvious. It's shuffled across to this. Michelle Stafford taking it in. And now it's coming across to the left wing. Excellent work by the Belvedere defence. The right winger sensible enough not to get involved and create an overlap, trusting in her colleagues to ensure that Ballincollig didn't break through. Another drive, another good tackle. Really is tough in there amongst the forwards. Driving forward again. Belvedere providing good defence here now. They're determined to keep their line unbroken for the game. The ball is out the side. And she's there, having made the break. The support was slow in coming across. Belvedere got hands on it. And that was enough to gain the penalty, and the pressure will be relieved.
Yeah, that was good patience from Belvo, and it was good intensity from Ballincollig. They really picked it up a gear there and really challenged the Belvo defence, and the girls really just kept their heads and were happy just to keep chipping away and just get the ball back where they could.
Good pass. And now on the left wing, Claire Gorman is stretching away. It just took the one pass to take out the defender, and then her pace took her all the way round to the posts. And that's another try for Belvedere. Super work there. Just worked a simple overlap, take the ball, draw the defender, pass it on, and that left Claire Gorman with quite a run in. 60, 70 yards to go.
She's a great pace on her, and she just, once she sees open space, she's happy to just keep running and just keep running. She's, as fit as they come, and she's one that you'll have to really work to try and catch even if you can't catch her.
Ball being held for Gemma Farrell this time. Jenny Malone services, holding the ball, not required. She goes and parks herself in front of the referee. Gemma Farrell's kick is good. Here it is again. One pass, two pass, draw and give. And at that stage, Claire Gorman's pace did the rest.
Yeah, once again, Sene setting the girls up. She sees the space. She doesn't panic. She just gives the ball perfect timing, perfect weight, and puts Claire into acres of space.
If you do have a superstar in your team, that's the one you want, the one who's going to bring other players along.
That's it.
Kelly Griffin this time. Kicks off deeper. But already Belvedere make it back to the 10-yard line with a good drive. And now they're going wide. Now punching up through the midfield again. Well laid back, that's good play. Well, that's a nice dummy. I think the referee had offside in his mind.
Neva Daugren taking in a great carry once again, also making her senior debut as well.
And here goes Claire again. This time only half the distance to run, and this time she'll get right in behind the posts. And Ballincollig now, I feel, have run out of puff. It's hard to spend 80 minutes defending, and they have had so little of the ball in this game.
It's a fourth try for Claire as well, so 4 tries Claire and 4 tries Laura is fantastic for the two youngster wingers as well, and speedsters through and through. Can't see there being too much long left now on the clock.
No, we're well into time added on. There have been a few injuries. There have been a few players who have gone down, and a few have been helped to the sideline. So this to make it 75-0. I don't think anybody's going to worry about any kicks that Gemma Farrell missed earlier on. There it is, 75-0, and that's the final whistle. And that's a fine win for Belvedere. They'll be very pleased with that. That's where will that see them in the league now?
That will put them into, well, at the moment with Bowes and Railway still to play, both of them will be playing top of the table. They're both undefeated, so it's ourselves will be into third then, depending on the result of later's match, which will be the big decider on the pool. But that was a great result from us, from Belvedere, and it's definitely the confidence boost they needed. And they really worked well as a team, and their defensive lines were really, really strong and solid. It would be hard even to try and pick a player of the match, considering two of the girls got 4 tries apiece. So I don't know where you'd even begin to think. I'd also say, Una Hines had a great game, as so did Alva and Elaine Anthony out in the midfield as well.
Well, whoever is player of the match, one has to feel in a game that's finished 75-0, it's going to be one of the Belvedere players. But by and large, you'd have to say, you'd almost give it to the Belvedere pack en masse. They provided such good ball for Gemma Farrell behind her, and good game all round by the Belvedere side. Johnny Garth will be happy. Ballincollig will be somewhat chastened, but they needn't be. They've had a good game, and if nothing else, they had 80 minutes of practicing the tackling. It was a tough day for them, but that's a good game and a good win for Belvedere. At this stage, I'd like to thank Hayley, my co-commentator, for being knowledgeable and actually knowing the players on the field. And of course, to thank Niall Walsh for his technical brilliance, and for our 2 camera people. It's been a fabulous production, and we hope you've enjoyed it, and we hope you'll join us again when we'll be covering Belvedere ladies. Fine game, fine day. And with that, I think we're done for the day, aren't we?
I think that's it. We can call it a wrap. It was a great game, great team performance, and great team effort all across the board as well.
So thank you for joining us on Old Belvedere TV. As we said, the next game for these ladies will be out in Suttonians next weekend. And so how does the league work? Is it one league, or are you in different pools and people qualify for quarterfinals, or? So
it's one full league, 10 teams, top 4 then qualify for semi-finals. So one will play 4th and second will play 3rd, and then we'll go into a final situation then from there. So that's kind of how it's run, and it seems to work well. And it's it's been a good competition of recent, and we've kind of got 3-4 teams particularly challenging this year, and it'll be interesting then to see how it finishes.
Many thanks to our sponsors,
Every used car
Windsor
has a
Motors.
story. At Windsor Certified, all ours have a happy ending. Buy used with confidence. Windsor, drive happy.
And many thanks to you, our viewers, for tuning in. And keep an eye on the Old Belvedere Twitter feed to see details of the next game.